The Ballybog is one of the more peculiar and lesser-known fae creatures of Irish folklore. It is a being deeply connected to the boglands, those ancient, mist-covered swamps that have long been shrouded in mystery. While many fae are depicted as beautiful or mischievous, the Ballybog is something entirely different, strange, grotesque, and deeply tied to the untamed, natural world. Described as a small, hunched creature with thick, leathery skin covered in mud and moss, the Ballybog is more earth and peat than flesh and bone. It is often said to have beady, glowing eyes peering out from beneath tangled, dripping strands of vegetation. Its stubby limbs, gnarled and thick, blend seamlessly into the bogs where it dwells. The Ballybog is not a trickster like the leprechaun or a sinister force like the banshee, but rather a solitary primal fae, one with an eerie presence that seems to embody the land itself. In Irish folklore, the bogs were considered sacred places, both feared and respected. They were seen as gateways between the world of the living and the dead. Many ancient offerings, from weapons to jewelry, were thrown into bog waters as gifts to the gods or spirits. The Ballybog, in many ways, represents this connection, a guardian of these ancient, untouched landscapes. Some stories suggest that these creatures were not always fae but were once human souls who wandered too far into the marshlands and were claimed by the earth, becoming part of the bog's eerie existence. There are tales of travelers getting lost in the misty bogs, only to hear strange, wet footsteps behind them. Some claim that encountering a Ballybog is an ill omen, as it means the land does not welcome you. Others say they are harmless, little more than watchers of the swamp, observing intruders with curiosity but rarely interacting. However, one thing remains consistent. Ballybogs are creatures of isolation, tied to the land and never seen far from the wetlands they call home. One particular tale tells of a farmer who drained part of his land, believing he could use the bog for crops. Shortly after, he began hearing strange sounds at night, like gurgling voices calling his name. The ground became soft beneath his feet, pulling him down as though the land itself rejected him. It was said that a Ballybog had been disturbed, angered by the destruction of its ancient home. The farmer, realizing his mistake, poured water back into the bog, restoring it. The strange noises stopped, and the land fell silent once more. This story serves as a warning that some places are not meant to be tamed, and certain forces of nature are best left undisturbed. The Ballybog is not an evil creature, but it is an ancient one, bound to the landscape in ways that humans may never fully understand. In this way, it is not just a fae but a symbol of Ireland's deep connection to its land, its history, and the mysteries that still linger in the untouched corners of the world. Though rarely spoken of today, the legend of the Ballybog still lingers in the misty wetlands, in the gnarled roots that reach from the earth, and in the quiet, unsettling presence of the bogs that have existed for thousands of years. It is a reminder that some parts of nature remain untamed and that within the land itself, there are still secrets waiting to be uncovered.